From our Chicago studios, this is the Muslim News on Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Samana Siddiqui. Our top story tonight. The Israeli army has wiped out 902 Palestinian families in Gaza since October 7th, Gaza's government media office said on Wednesday. It said Israel has erased them from the civil registry by killing all their members during a year of genocide in Gaza. The office said that the Israeli army exterminated 1,364 Palestinian families by killing all their members, leaving only one individual per family, and similarly wiped out 3,472 Palestinian families, leaving just two individuals per family. It urged the international community and all international organizations to pressure the U.S. administration and Israel's criminal occupation to stop the genocide and halt the ongoing and continuous bloodshed. Israel has barred the UN Secretary General from entering the country, declaring him officially unwelcome. Foreign Minister Israel Katz said on Wednesday he has declared UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres persona non grata in Israel and banned him from entering the country. Several UN officials have similarly been banned in recent months, including UN Special Rapporteur for Palestinians Francesca Albanese. As well, the UN Humanitarian Office chief in occupied Palestinian territory said in August that Israel did not extend his visa due to a UN report accusing Israel of violating the rights of Palestinian children. Israel has also attacked the credibility of the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, or UNRWA. Seeking to justify the move, Katz claimed Guterres did not unequivocally condemn Iran over its Tuesday missile attack on Israel. He also accused Guterres of not declaring Hamas a terrorist organization. Iran's foreign minister threatened a more severe response if Israel retaliates against an Iranian missile attack on the country. Abbas Araghchi on Tuesday stressed that Iran does not seek to escalate tension and war, although it is not afraid of it. Iran fired nearly 200 ballistic missiles at Israel on Tuesday. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC, said the attack was in response to the assassinations of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh, Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah, and IRGC commander Abbas Nilforoshan. Haniyeh was killed in an attack in Tehran in July, while Nasrallah and Nilforoshan were killed in an airstrike in the Lebanese capital Beirut last week. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Iran made a big mistake with its missile attack and will pay for it. Araghchi said the missile attack on Israel was an act of self-defense. In a post on X, he said, "We exercise self-defense under Article 51 of the UN Charter, targeting solely military and security sites in charge of genocide in Gaza and Lebanon. We did so after exercising tremendous restraint for almost 2 months to give space for a ceasefire in Gaza. Our action is concluded unless the Israeli regime decides to invite further retaliation. In that scenario, our response will be stronger and more severe." The General Staff of the Iranian Armed Forces also warned in a statement that any retaliatory action by Israel will result in the destruction of its infrastructure in the occupied Palestinian territories. Israel has killed over 41,000 Palestinians, mostly civilians, and injured over 96,000 others. The conflict has spread to Lebanon, with the Israeli army killing more than 1,073 Lebanese and injuring over 2,950 others since September 23rd, according to the Lebanese Health Ministry. The international community has warned that Israeli attacks in Lebanon could escalate Israel's war on Gaza conflict into a wider regional war. Israel has been accused of genocide at the International Court of Justice. Hospitals in Lebanon are overwhelmed with the large number of injured patients amid Israel's ongoing attacks on the country. Head of the World Health Organization, or WHO, Tedros Ghebreyesus, wrote on X that the death toll in Lebanon is rising and hospitals are overwhelmed with the influx of injured patients. The health system has been weakened by successive crises and is struggling to cope with the immense needs. He said that he met with Arab League ambassadors in Geneva to discuss the health situation in Lebanon and the region. Ghebreyesus noted that they agreed patients, healthcare workers, and civilians, including refugees, must be protected and offered the health care they need. The WHO has been working closely with the Lebanese Health Ministry to ensure hospitals have enough medical supplies and health workers are trained for mass casualty events. German police assaulted a fan of Scotland's Celtic football club and pushed him to the ground for carrying a Palestinian flag. The incident happened during Tuesday's UEFA Champions League game against Celtic at Borussia Dortmund's home ground, Signal Iduna Park. 3 of 5 police officers at the site knelt on the football fan for several minutes. Israel has killed over 41,000 Palestinians, mostly civilians, and injured more than 96,000 others since last October in its war on Gaza. The conflict has now spread to Lebanon. Israel has been accused of genocide at the International Court of Justice. Uncommitted co-founder asks Harris to meet with Americans with family in Gaza and Lebanon. Details after the break, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. The co-founder of the Uncommitted National Movement said on Wednesday that President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris have repeatedly declined requests to meet with Americans with family members living under U.S.-backed Israeli assaults in Lebanon and the occupied Palestinian territories. Michigan resident and Democratic Party strategist Abbas Alawieh, who has family in Lebanon, wrote on social media that if you're going to continue sending weapons aimed at our family members, say it to our faces. Alawieh said it is a simple ask for Harris to meet with people whose families are affected by U.S. support for Israel's deadly military campaigns in Lebanon and Gaza. Harris has said she opposes calls for an arms embargo on Israel. This has been one of the factors the Uncommitted National Movement cited when it announced last month that it would not endorse Harris for president. Alawieh's remarks came amid mounting fears that the Biden administration's unwavering support for Israel's wars on Gaza and Lebanon is damaging Harris's hopes of winning the key battleground state of Michigan, which has a large Arab and Muslim population. Alawieh says that while his family at this moment is physically safe to the extent that they can be, he's receiving messages asking that we choose nice photos of them for their death notices should they become among the over 1,000 civilians that the Israeli military has killed using U.S. bombs. Alawieh adds that he has worked on Capitol Hill as well as closely with Biden and Harris's team to urge them to choose a different approach that saves the lives of his family members and civilians in general. Special counsel Jack Smith has laid out the pathway for his election interference case against former President Donald Trump. This is in the wake of the Supreme Court's immunity decision, which describes Trump's effort to overturn the 2020 election results as a private criminal effort. Smith's 165-page filing was unsealed on Wednesday. It comes after the Supreme Court determined that former presidents retain immunity when exercising core constitutional powers. The decision also says they are presumptively immune for all other official acts. Although the court determined Trump's pressure campaign at the Department of Justice was immune, it remanded the case back to U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan. This is to determine whether the rest of Trump's actions are protected from prosecution. In particular, the filing reveals new evidence of the former president's efforts to sway election officials in key swing states to overturn their state's election results in his favor. It also notes that Trump was personally involved in reaching out to state leaders he was pressuring to intervene in the election. Trump spokesperson Stephen Chung called the brief falsehood-ridden and unconstitutional. Authorities have abandoned plans to demolish a historic mosque in southern Tanzania. The Msikiti Mkongwe, or the Old Mosque in the Mbeya region, will instead be promoted as a historical site and tourist destination. The change in plans came days after authorities in the region had planned the demolition of the nearly 200-year-old mosque. This caused outrage among residents who wanted the house of worship to be preserved. Regional Commissioner Juma Humera said the mosque is in good condition, and after the last major innovation in 1956, it continues to stand. That's all from our Chicago studios tonight. Thank you for watching Muslim News. We are a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment to let us know what you think of our coverage. You can donate now by visiting muslimnetwork.tv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV. Salam.